So, okay, we're going to pencil in hummingbird. So from this position, oh, it's on the next page. So we push the leg loops away, and that's called hummingbird, right? Because sometimes the arms won't flutter. So sit into it a little bit more. So sit down. Yeah, like that. There you go. But lift the chest. There. That's it. There's the hummingbird. All right, and then we're going to bend the knees. Bring the arms in front. So we keep pushing the hands forward to come into skydiver. Beautiful. That's it. So feet are going to stay level with the hips. So feet come down. Yes. And push the hips down now. Down towards the ground. Hips down towards the ground. Yeah. Keep our feet level. That's it. There it is. Now bend the elbows and slide into flying butterfly. You got it. So now I like to flutter, I call it. So I let one foot come up and one foot come down. Yes. Oh yeah. Now that's your psoas. I know. Right? He's like, what? Yeah. So yeah, so this is an amazing stretch on the body. Most people are not going to want to flutter, but they can just do tiny little micro movements. Beautiful. So to come out of it, we push the feet down towards the ground, let the elbows engage, and then hold us as we come back through children. Really good. Yeah. Just flow it out for a minute, just chill from side to side. Because that is a big sequence.
Yeah, now I feel blood rushing through.
I know, right? All these new places. So you can just imagine what it's like for like a newbie. They're like, of course, this would be towards the end of class and more advanced. Yeah. And we have one more sequence to go through, which is called Dancing Shiva. And I thought we'd just take like a long break before the workshop since we had a late start. And we'll sit down and go over the routine tomorrow. That sounds good to you. Well, we can have some lunch. So otherwise the room get a chance to eat. Okay, great. So let's piece this all together. Let's just try it. We'll do it twice if you have any trouble. I know you'll do fine, but like let's just see what the flow looks like. Okay? So inhale T. Exhale child's squeeze. Inhale star. Exhale namaste. Inhale, hold on to the swing. Exhale, needle. Swing the arms back. Grab onto the ankles. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, relax into it. Release the ankles. Inhale, hold on to the swing. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, hands come to prayer. Exhale, come into skydiver. Good. And now bend the knees, bend the elbows, flying butterfly. Beautiful. Move it from side to side, bend a little bit. Okay. Push the feet down towards the ground. Hook with the elbows. Catch yourself and come back. Really good. So that's the whole chill sequence. Okay, cool. Yeah. Really fun. Not everybody's going to do the skydiver flying butterfly. So what happens is most people can't get their hips open that high. Yeah. That wide. So what we're going to do is come through high diver. So you're like, that's okay, we have a variation for everything. We're going to slide these all the way up so it's like a little diver. Okay, so we're going to keep our feet on the ground and lean back. Now when we lean back, we can see there's a space between the swing and the leg loops. We come into namaste. Okay, we press our arms forward, and then we're going to shift forward, legs come back. There you go. So this is our high diver. Our high skydiver. This is our alternative. And it's okay for somebody to keep their feet on the ground. Just that one. Or we can bend the knees, bend the elbows, and come through flying butterfly this way. Now notice, we're still going to push the knees wide. Yeah, feet stay level with the hips. But for somebody who's really tight, they're probably going to be like this, which is okay. And then we can come into a whole upside down dog sequence from here, but we're going to take a pause. Okay, so to come out of it, it's always important how to get somebody out, right? So straighten the legs, bring the feet back down to the ground like you're in a wide straddle. Then use the elbows to press back up and slide back. When you slide back, push the leg loops back down to the knees. It kind of massages out the legs too, which is really nice on the lymphatics. And then swing it down from side to side. Really good. Okay, so we're going to go right into the next sequence. Dancing Shiva, then we get our break. Okay. of my favorite sequences. It is very challenging for people, and so you would only maybe do the first part, which I call lounging, which are similar to lunges if you don't know how to spell. It's like, how come all of your lunges say lounge? I'm like, well, they are lounges. So we just went with it. Okay, so we reach forward for the leg loops, not the swing. So most people will grab onto the swing. We want to reach forward. So I use that reference for, I try to cue people, that means towards me, right? Okay. So what we're going to do is bend the right knee, roll onto the top of the left thigh, which is now flying anyhow, so that'll work. So in this position, we're going to square our hips towards the ground. Keep holding on. Yeah, just roll them down. So we get the nice shoulder stretch, as well as you can feel the quads sucking over here, right? Okay, so this is lounge number 1. We're going to roll it back around. So that's the roundabout. Bend the left knee and roll into the top of the right thigh. It really helps if you have pants on.
Yeah.
Like these nice slippery pants too. Because most people who wear like big sweatpants, they're going to get all tangled up. That's okay. You can just kind of ump it over if you need to. Okay. So these are the lounges. We're going to come back through center. Let's try our splits one more time where we press away, straight legs, hummingbird. Really good. Yeah, so there you go. Lift the chest up. There it is. That's it. Shoulders down. You got it. Just slightly different than leaning into, this is actually called flying squirrel. So flying squirrel is like a kamikaze almost, right? With it, yeah. That's totally different than hummingbird. This is more of this strengthening pose. Really good. Okay, let's bend the right knee and come into our lounge. One more time. From here, we're going to bend the left knee in. See if you can grab the foot. Okay? So the first position is just hooking with the hand. The second position is hooking with the elbow. Okay, so now we don't even have to really hold on there. So this is our dancing Shiva. If we wanted to flourish, then we just come into the mudra. Beautiful, that's it. Yep, hips roll down towards the ground. Lovely. So let's do the roundabout. Let's try for a second side. Okay, bend left knee. Roll to the top of the right thigh. That's really important. When we bend the foot, we can bend the knee. We can grab for the foot with the hand, or elbow crease allows us to go a little bit deeper. And then we just open up the palm. Okay, mudra in front. Pull the foot in. There you go. Dancing Shiva. Lovely. Isn't that awesome? It feels so good. And it's just like you're stretching everything. Okay, let's actually, I keep speeding up since you're so good at everything, but let's slow it down. Relax in between, because this is how I want you to teach it. Right? If you go from one to the next, people just start dropping off. So we just rest in between. Plus, our body gets to integrate the opening that we just experienced. Really good. So we have a couple more poses to go through. We did dancing Shiva. We're going to get into, I see it called bow and arrow or flying arrow, depending on your mood, and then Hanuman, which are the splits. So it'll be our last two. And then I'll show you some alternatives for the high diver. So we reach forward for the leg loops, hold them as high as we can. Okay. Bend the right knee, roll into the top of the left thigh. I'm just going to keep repeating it just to practice. Roll onto the top of the thigh more. There you go. Really good. So we first come through the dancing Shiva. Okay. I'm going to hold on this time. So, to come through bow and arrow, we're going to push the flying arrow, it's sometimes called as well. So I'm going to push both leg loops away strongly. There you go. Ooh la la, right? And then I'm going to keep the foot hooked. I'm going to lean forward for the toes, and this is Hanuman. I know, in front and forward. Yes, forward. It's kind of far, so you just lean forward with your body. There you go. It's far, I know. So so you're like, wait a second. Almost. Okay, so try to pick your foot up a little bit higher so you can
See right?
So you have
Actually, like the arch of my back foot is like something weird.
Let's try the second side. It is like 2 people in class will ever do the Hanuman. It's just nice to know that you can do this. Let's see how you do those on the ground.
Yeah.
All right, so let's relax for a second, roll the ankles out, because it is a lot. It gets a little crunch back there.
Yeah, it was like right.
Yeah, for me, I feel it in my Achilles. My Achilles is like, what are you doing? Okay, so lounging. Bend the knee, grab the foot. So I get it into the elbow crease, and then I hold on to the swing. So grab on the other side of the leg loop out on the back side, yeah. Good. Now I hold on. Okay. So we first do the flying arrow, right? Like you let go, you feel like you're going to take off.
Yes.
Okay. So when I lean forward, I have to flex my foot up. There you go. You got it. For whatever reason, one side is easier than the other. We can try the other side again. So you can tell this is a big stretch. Only a couple people are going to do it. So don't even bother if you're losing people. Process. So round the bell. Let's try the first side again. Okay. So if you don't grab the back foot, it's actually a lot easier. So just try grabbing for the front toes. Yeah. There you go. So this is a nice alternative to give people so they don't, everybody wants to have something to look forward to. You don't want to give them something they can't do. Okay. And then try it again, and you might find that it's a little bit easier. There you go. Yeah.
I think I just used it away.
Yeah. It's just the positioning. Really good. So that's fun one. Really good job. Okay. Now, alternative, right? So you can stretch the leg loops from the knees all the way up the thighs and spread them. So this is what I call the high diver position for the lounges. There you go. Way better on the thighs for some people, right? Some people seriously can't handle the pressure behind the knees.
Yeah.
So keep your arms wrapped around the swing, and then grab for the front edge of the leg loop. So I'm going to grab for the outer edge of the foot. Okay. There you go. Now I bend the right knee and I roll onto the top of the left, and there's like a little bit more material. Yeah. It's a little bit harder to get the straight up and down, but it's supposed to be easier for that way. Yeah. Okay? And then we do the little roundabout and do second side. Good. Now in this position we can still grab for the back leg. Yeah. And of course we could get it kind of over the knee and make it a little bit more challenging if you want to just spread out the leg loop so it hooks over the knee. So come back first. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Perfect. There it is. Nice. Now we keep the alignment a little bit better. There you go. Good. All right. Let's try the other side. Kind of get it onto the knee. So we want to do that as graceful as possible so we don't wind up getting into a wrestling match with the leg lifts. For some people, they have a hard time keeping them spread out, but this will help them get into some poses that would otherwise be not available and too challenging for them. All right, good. And then, of course, if that's too much for somebody, this is the alternative. They can keep one foot on the ground and one extended. So some people, this is the pose for them. This is as far as they're going to go. And it's okay. We want to give them something, right? So we let it slide all the way up into the crotch, and then the other foot is in the lunge, which still feels really good. Eventually they'll open up the hips, and you can just do some variations with the arms too. It's actually nice to be in the front and push them away. Beautiful. That's it. So as much as possible, I keep my back foot grounded if it's going to be down, and then my front foot can be free. Yeah, and then we can do some variations here. If somebody needs to be on the ground, doubt that they're going to do this variation. But it's nice to know that it's there for you, right? It's an option. Okay, hon. So that is all of the dancing Shiva sequence. Do you have any questions about that one?
We're going to review it, so I think
I got it.